So we all make mistakes. Yes, especially when we start a brand new career, especially like in real estate. So I wanted to give you this video to go over the 5 costly mistakes in time and in resources that I personally made, but still was very successful after the fact as a brand new real estate agent. So I'm going to give you this so that you can live vicariously through me and hopefully not make the same mistakes yourself. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with eXp Realty. Coming at you with some more videos. We're going to give you tons of videos about what it's like to be with our brokerage, different ways to be successful in this industry and everything else in between. I've been the single agent, I've been a team agent, I've been an ops manager, and now a team lead here with eXp Realty. And I've done so within 3 different states, even 2 at one time. Crazy, right? But I want to give you all my information on how to be successful from my mentoring and coaching time. Also, I've also heard that you're the sum of the 5 people that you surround yourself with. Let me be one of those voices to help you be successful. Okay, so let's get into the 5 costly mistakes I made as a brand new agent. Well, let me give you a little background on that first. When I first got into real estate, I was in the Air Force, Air National Guard in upstate New York. And being in the Air National Guard doesn't pay that well, unless you're like full-time in there, right? So I was working that job. I also had a job selling cruises, cruises in 2016, which, the internet, good luck with that. And then also bartending. I was bartending for the rest of the time. Just to give you some context, I would actually fly a multi-million-dollar aircraft during the day, go bartend at night. And because I was with the Guard, I made more money at the bar than I did flying the aircraft for 8 hours. 4 hours at the bar, I actually made more money. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, working 3 jobs, didn't have anything. I was just tired of it, so I decided to get to something else that could leverage my time out, which is real estate. Did a little bit of real estate in New York, got my license, what have you. And then I had a buddy of mine who was like, hey, come down, be our ops manager, come join our team. So I came down to Northwest Florida, living out of one of my buddy's spare bedrooms, and had to, succeed. I was living off my savings, right? And had to succeed. So I've put everything I could into that in order to do what I had to do to make it, right? And it was very successful. In my first year, I sold 6.2 million in volume. I think it was like 33 sales, made 6 figures that year, and was rookie of the year for that brokerage. So it can work, and it does work very well. But here's what I'm going to talk to you about: the mistakes I made, not just in New York, but down in Florida. So number 1 mistake that I made was just winging it. Okay. When I say winging it, I was just, whatever, let's just get on the phone and call them. What are you going to say? I don't know. I don't care. I'm just going to get in front of them. I really didn't practice. I didn't practice scripts. That was the biggest part. I had the tools at one point, especially when I was here in Florida and joined a team, because they had proven scripts and presentations and whatnot. I didn't have that in New York. But I had these scripts, but I never used them. I just gave them a call, and somebody was like, hey, what do you want? I was like, I sell real estate. You need real estate. Didn't make sense, right? It didn't make sense at the time. And even for me, I was just like, what am I doing? It was just too proactive to get out there. So making sure that you have scripts or some sort of plan, even if you are not part of a team or a brokerage that offers you anything, that you decided to go that route for whatever reason, you can look online and look for sale by owner scripts. You can look for expired listing scripts, all circle prospecting, whatever it is, foreclosure scripts. You can find those by just looking around, find the ones that work with you the best. A lot of these coaching companies actually give this up for free as a promotion to get coaching with them. So winging it was my first thing. I learned that the wrong way. And number 2 was not practicing. Nope. I would just go in, I'd have the scripts once I had them, and I was like, okay. And I'd read it in my head. I'd read it, and then I'd pick up the phone to call. And I never practiced them. So when I did, and I was looking at the script, and I was reading the script, you could tell I was reading the script. I mean, come on. I'd be like, hi, is this Jonathan? This is Tim with whatever real estate company. I saw that you were on, it doesn't sound natural. There's no tonality to it. There was no personality. I didn't have time to practice. Eventually, with enough rejection, enough times that it didn't work, I finally took the time that each and every day, prior to making any calls, I would sit there and say them aloud. Even if it was to myself, I would say them aloud. I would stand up, I'd have good body posture, and I would say these aloud with enthusiasm like I was talking to a real customer. And if I could, I'd find another agent somewhere to practice those for 30 minutes at a minimum, and then go out and actually get it done. My conversion rate went through the roof as soon as I started doing that. So not practicing was the biggest one. Number 3 was not prioritizing activities. I would get into something, and you'll see this if you haven't done a whole lot of real estate yet. That first deal that you get is like your little baby, right? And you're like, oh, I gotta make sure that this is nurtured. I gotta make sure everything's good. I can't look away from it. And you do that, and you get through all the emotional turmoil, and this is your first time. You're like, oh, I don't know if they'll trust me. I don't know anything. I gotta ask my broker. But eventually you get through that, and you get to closing. You're like, oh, thank goodness, I finally got a paycheck. And you're like, where's the rest of my business? I neglected all my prospecting, and because of that, I don't have another deal going on. So now I got to start all over again, and it's going to take another 30 to 45 days to close after I find somebody else that says, yes, I want to work with you, Tim. Right? So I wasn't prioritizing my activities. That was just one of those things. And I fell in that trap. Instead of doing this sort of like sine wave thing, I started prospecting and making sure that was a priority, even if it was only an hour a day, and then dealing with the deal the rest of the time. I started prioritizing those things that were going to be the best income generating things, which is prospecting. As a brand new agent, I mean, I'd venture to say 70% of your time should be doing that. All right, number 4 was spending money before I had it. You're gonna get all these phone calls, if you haven't already, and emails telling everything about the best lead generation thing coming up, or the best marketing. Let's put you on page 1 of Google, all these other craziness things. And you, at the time, you think that's legit, and you don't know any better, right? So you're like, yeah, I'll spend $300 a month, $400 a month and not have anything. Or maybe I made one closing and that just took, 2/3 of my paycheck, right? Right there. I don't know when my next one is, but yeah, it's going to generate so much leads. It's going to do great. And then it doesn't do anything. And now you're in the hole. And now you got to really start going back at the income. You really have to go after the income generating activities that you did before that worked in order to pay off the thing that didn't. It doesn't seem right, does it? So what I always venture to say is when it comes to prospecting, when it comes to your business, don't spend the money until you have it. If you ever read MREA, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, it's almost like the Bible of real estate. If you ever do look in that, it says play red light, green light. Where it is, don't spend anything until you have the money. It's basically what it's saying. So don't do that. Don't be chasing back after credit card debt or whatever that you're putting on it. Don't spend the money until you have it. Number 5, last but not least, and this is kind of an ego thing, and especially as a higher demanding personality that I am and social personality, is I didn't ask for help when I needed it. I just thought I could just tough through it. Like, I can do it. I could just keep going through this, and not ask for help and then look like an idiot. But worst of all, it would also really not be best for my client, which was inevitably what I wanted, was to do best by them. And I didn't do it. And it was because I couldn't get over myself to ask other agents, my broker, my trainer, my manager, what to do. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't, even in certain transactions, especially here in Northwest Florida, most of us are transaction brokers. So tell the other broker or tell the other agent and be like, hey, I'm new. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing. So if something seems off, please let me know. Most people, to include myself, would be like, absolutely, thank you for telling me now. So don't expect something beyond, the norm that you would do. But definitely ask for help. as you're beginning, if you're new to real estate, you just don't know what you don't know. So ask, learn, shadow other agents if they allow you to, and learn the best way that you can from there. So those are my 5 embarrassing mistakes of what I made as a new agent, but I still survived. So can you. Try not to make these mistakes. I'm sure that you may make a couple of others, but try to live vicariously through me, and hopefully you have an awesome career moving forward. But if you have any questions about this, please leave them here in the comments below. If you have any experiences yourself, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave them here in the comments below. That's always really kind of a comic relief and reassuring, right, for everybody. And of course, if you're considering joining, our team here or eXp Realty, feel free to reach out to myself. You can give me a call, text, email. I'd be happy to chat anytime, or find me on social media and see what we can do to help you out. But again, I'm Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group with eXp Realty. I'll see you in our next video. Take care.